and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather and I am glad you're here today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Consider hitting that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the running content I have coming out all the time. And if this is not your first time here, then welcome back. I'm so glad to have you back in the Geek Den. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to put together a running playlist. Now, if you watch the channel for a while, then you know that every time I do a monthly update, I also drop a monthly Spotify playlist so that you have some new tracks to listen to for shorter runs over the next month. I also have a longer playlist that is all the tracks for all the months that have happened so far in the year. And then I also have one that is put together by runners just like you called Welcome to the Geek Den. I'm going to have a link to the long playlist for 2022. I'll have a link to Welcome to the Geek Den, and I'll also have the October running playlist so that you can check those out. And if you have more that you want to add to Welcome to the Geek Den, then be sure to leave those in the comments below. But you may be wondering to yourself, how can I put together a running playlist of my own? So let's talk about some of the things that you need to consider if you are putting together a running playlist. The first thing you need to think about is tempo, or how many beats per minute your songs are going to be. Obviously, if you are planning on using this for running, then you are going to have something with a slightly higher tempo. Typically, you're going to want something around 120 to 126 beats per minute. That's just kind of a general kind of generic type of tempo. You may want something a little bit faster if you are looking for higher cadence in your run, or if you are going to use this exclusively for walking, for cooling down, warming up, then you may want something that is a little bit slower. So listen to the tempos, think about how you move your feet when you run, and try to pick music that is around that tempo. If you are not able to consistently find something that is around the same tempo that you want, then also consider that there are several apps that are out there that can adjust the tempo of any playlist to meet any type of cadence that you are needing. I'm going to put a link to one down in the description box below so that you can check that out and just kind of get an idea of what those types of apps can do. The second thing that you would need to think about is going to be the duration of each song. Obviously, you're not going to want the 16-minute extended mix of something. I mean, unless you're into that kind of thing, but typically you're going to want to keep these songs around 3 to 4 minutes. And the reason for that is so that you can, first of all, have a great variety of music on one playlist. And second of all, it kind of keeps you from having to get out your phone and skip to the next track if it's a song that you're just not feeling at the minute. If you just wait another couple of minutes, then the song will be over. And really, it just kind of keeps you from getting bored or fed up with whatever's on your playlist, because you know that a change is going to be coming soon. So try and keep them as short as possible and give yourself a good variety. Third is going to seem kind of obvious, but here you go. You need to think about your song selection. Is there a particular type of mood that you are trying to create with this particular playlist? Is this one that you're going to use when you are just going for a nice, light, easy run? Then of course you're going to want to pick upbeat, light, and easy songs. Is this one that you are going to use when you are at probably the worst part of a long run to give yourself a little extra motivation? Then obviously you're going to want to find some more motivational type songs. Is this one that you're going to use maybe for a Christmas race? Maybe find some great Christmas songs. Halloween race? Find some spooky songs. Think about what type of mood you're going to want to create with your playlist and try to pick songs that are around that. It helps if you pick some songs that are really familiar to you and maybe throw in a song or two that is maybe a little less familiar to you. Maybe something that has been suggested to you, one that you've maybe heard a couple of times and you think maybe you'd like to include it on a playlist. I will say that if you are creating a list on Spotify, anytime you add a track to a playlist, then it also gives you a bunch of suggested songs as well that are in that same type of genre, the same type of artist, maybe some different tracks by that same artist, something else that is going to be kind of similar to what you have already chosen. So you can use this to find different tracks that you can add to your playlist that maybe you hadn't thought of before, or maybe you hadn't heard before. I know that I've done this several times, that I'll add something to a playlist and it'll say, have you seen this suggestion? I'll listen to it and go, this is actually a great song. I like the lyrics, I like the beat, and I'm going to add this to my playlist as well. So if you have different things like that, if you're using Spotify or something like that, then you can also use these suggestions in order to increase the variety on your playlist and maybe enhance more of that mood that you are trying to create. And finally, and this is a little bit connected to our last topic, you need to think about the energy of your playlist. So obviously you're going to want to find things that are going to pump you up. You're going to want to find things that are going to make you want to run. So when you're going through your song selection, you're looking through some new stuff, maybe some old stuff that's familiar, you're trying to create the mood for that playlist, then you are also wanting to find the correct energy. And this is where kind of everything comes together. You're looking at your tempo, you're looking at how long the songs are, you're looking at the type of songs, and you need to create whatever type of energy you are trying to put together. So the more hype a song is, probably the better that's going to be for you, especially if you are trying to motivate yourself to run, to motivate yourself to keep going. Many studies have shown that listening to high energy and motivational type music can invigorate your run. There have been so many different studies on this, on how music can affect our physical training. So definitely find something that is going to light a fire under you and keep you going. And one extra thing that I want to add in here is take a look at the overall length of your playlist. So think about if you're going to go for a short run, then you're probably going to keep your playlist length around 30, 45 minutes or something like that. If you are going to take this out for a long run, then you need to make sure that you've got plenty of music on that playlist to last you for that whole run, because it really sucks if you are going out for that long run, you know you're going to be out there for a few hours, and you run out of music because you didn't add enough to it. I personally add way more music than I will ever need on my long run playlists, and that is because, if I need to, I can use my watch to skip to the next song and still have plenty of music left over. Sometimes the run doesn't go as I expected. I slow down a little. It's going to take longer than I thought, and I need to make sure that I have enough music to listen to. So pay attention to your playlist length to make sure that you're not going to be let down before the end of your run. So there you go. Those are my suggestions for putting together a running playlist so that you can have something to listen to while you are running. Why don't you let me know down in the comments below what kind of music you listen to when you run? Or you could just give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful. Both of those get us out to more runners just like you. This is your second reminder that if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of the running content I have coming out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for joining me today. Can't wait to see you next time. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. See you guys later.